A mantra. Water off a duck's back. Ignore them. Do not be ashamed. Wear your difference with pride. But some days it's hard to let cruel words just slide. How do you forget being told you would be better dead? Those kind of words tend to stick in your head. I am owned. Paid for, a drain on the coffers. That's what they tell me, the trolls and the haters. I used to argue. Now I just read and weep. I try to remind myself that they are just sheep hanging on the words of those they put on pedestals. Our nation swallows the honeyed words of our politicians too readily. Why are we so blind to the malice behind their pleasantries? Don't we know now their tricks? Don't we know that they are masters of deception? Can we not see them use the media to create misdirection? Repeat the mantra. Repeat the mantra. How do we beat their propaganda? We are too tired and sick to yell at its slander. They have picked their perfect scapegoats. They can sit and relax in their second homes and gloat, for they know that their laws are like knives at our throats, and they are not afraid to cut. I wonder how many they've killed now. Not that they'd ever accept the blame. No, they try to make us shoulder even that shame. I hear them now. If only you weren't all so stubbornly work-shy, there would be no need for the sanctions we apply. Work or die, people, work or die. They have cultivated such a culture of disbelief that even when their trials are seemingly complete, there is still no relief. Have you ever noticed how everyone seems to know a cheat these days? How malingering seems to be the latest craze? Like, I've often wondered if my neighbours think I am a fraud, when one day I'm in my chair and the next day I can walk. Am I the subject of their small talk, the whispers on their lips? How can I look so normal and claim to be so sick? Because my neighbours have been schooled to believe if a disability is invisible, then somehow that makes that disability fictional, dismissible. My neighbours have been taught to judge us, distrust us, even hate us. And why? Because it's easier to get people to accept cuts. Our government have convinced my neighbours that we are all liars and fakers, all the while disguising the fact that they're the real takers. If they spent the same effort in cutting corporate tax evasion, we could and would be a truly rich nation. But they cover up those lies, and by doing so can keep their fingers in those corporate money pies. But there is no profit to be made from us, and so they look down on us with nothing but disgust. And it is reflected in their policies and in their strawman fallacies. We see it when they cut the safety net, supporting thousands to use as a ladder for the few, and then have the audacity to turn round to us and tell us to make do. And we hear it every time they confuse our inability to work as us having no worth. And we've had enough. We need to change the dialogue. It's time to right some wrongs. We need to stand together and show them we are strong. We are not problems needing solving. We will not be cast aside. We are here and we are deserving. So let's walk and roll with pride. So let's change the mantra. Water off a duck's back. Ignore them, but do not hide. Let's raise our voices and bring our neighbours to our side. Together we can topple them. Together we can win. So let's make sure our votes are counted so our revolution can begin. If we stand together, we can and will turn the tide. We are here and we are deserving. So let's walk and roll with pride.